Yay!
My thigh hurts.
You're Blocked with Eden Middleman and Simona Catalano.
Welcome back to Your Blocked.
It's just, we're incapable at this point of saying it normally.
It's impossible, and I feel like everybody that watches it says it too.
Yeah, you have to add the rasp, the nasal. Like a little like mouse or something. Okay, listen up. We're going to be talking about closure today. Okay, relationships. What is closure? How can we get it? Is closure a myth? Let's dive into it.
Should we be even chasing closure from the other person, I think is the biggest thing here. I think a lot of girls oftentimes think that closure comes from that big conversation, that answer that their, one significant other will provide them. But we're here to fucking tell you, no.
Nothing outside of yourself is going to give you closure. So not the other person, not that explanation, not drinking, not smoking, not fucking everybody. Like, that's not closure. That's not what closure is. Closure comes from within.
Yeah, those are coping mechanisms.
Yeah, exactly. What is closure? Because we throw that word around so casually. Closure was actually, I know, I'm going to get a little bit nerdy for a second here, but it was coined in the 1990s by a psychologist. And she said that closure is essentially someone clarifying a confusing or ambiguous situation. The burden of explanation or closure is placed on another person to give it to you. Which is not true. When you don't get those answers, your mind is running wild, and we feed ourselves maybe a lie or twist the truth a little bit and make ourselves feel better about why things came to an end.
The fact of the matter is, what's on the table right now? You two are done. That is all. Let's keep it as simple as possible, because in moments of high emotional intensity and stress and confusion, we oftentimes pick at every little thing and make it a bigger deal. And sometimes simplifying things is actually the healthiest thing for you.
Yes. Allow yourself to digest the information and the emotions. Eden has that 24-48 rule that she spoke on TikTok. You should go watch. If you haven't, you're blocked on TikTok. But basically, let your emotions run wild for the first few days and process on your own. And then if you need something, then do it when you're a little bit more level-headed. Don't place all of that responsibility on them to give you something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Because they've already given you something, which is telling you that it's
And you
done.
can't be greedy and ask for more, because unfortunately the harsh reality is nobody's going to ease the pain of that breakup. Nobody's going to provide you with any answer but yourself. That is just the moral of the story here. And in regards to most things in life, is we oftentimes try and find explanations for other people's actions, but we realize very quickly in that moment that we can't possibly find the answers for somebody else's decisions. Even if they provide you with an answer, it's not going to be good enough for you.
What do you want from the conversation?
That's a good
Why
question.
do you need the conversation to happen? What is it that you're going into it expecting? That expectation usually translates into disappointment. Because you're hoping for something,
100%.
You're thinking it's going to be this, and it's not, and you leave more confused. You end up having more questions. You end up getting frustrated throughout the conversation.
I think that a lot of people oftentimes neglect the fact that they have the power to heal themselves, and I think that that's why sometimes closure, we chase another person's reaction or explanation to solve what we're going through, our emotional turmoil. At the end of the day, with everything, guys, we wake up to ourselves and go to bed to ourselves each and every day. You got to invest and heal yourself, right?
Yes.
You are the only person that's going to be there for yourself. And to be honest with you, you're going to fucking die alone. We all will in the same fucking grave.
I'm just dead as fuck right now.
You're going to die alone! And you have to be okay with that and love yourself and be like, you know what? This is my time to really love, nourish, and get myself back to where I am.
Exactly. It's closure happens day to day. Getting into a new routine, a new cycle, doing things
without
for you,
that
learning
person.
learning how to detach and move on by yourself without this person. Of course, the thoughts and the feelings are going to come. Feel the feelings, think the thoughts, let them go. Don't hold on to them and make yourself like feel worse about the situation.
Really imagine like a textbook and you're closing that and now you're opening up a new one. And that new one is you going through the closure process and beginning healing, right? And then starting this new beautiful life, because when one door closes, 1,000,001 doors open, and I don't care what anyone says, it might not feel like that in the moment, but you need to understand that this is a beautiful journey that you were kind of forced into if you were blindsided by a breakup or whatever it was. They no longer want you in their life for whatever reason. The explanation doesn't matter. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and we've all been guilty of this, is like replaying things and focusing on specific moments that brought us happiness as opposed to focusing on what was not healthy or what was not
the
working
reality
that we
of
closed an eye to. Exactly. So it's important to like reflect. Also understand for yourself, was there anything that you were forcing that was out of alignment, right? Because I'm sure that there was. A lot of the times we close an eye, we want it to work so bad. We want this, and we tend to just do anything to make it happen or to make it last longer when we know that it's been expired. It's been expired, and now you got to face that reality because the other person came to and made the decision for you.
That's right.
Why do you want to change that person's mind? I know you fucking do. When we reach out, we want to give ourselves the opportunity to defend our stance, to defend ourselves. We need that. We need that. That's ego, and that's everybody. We always want to defend why we did something, defend why it didn't work out, explain ourselves, justify. Let it go, because that just creates so much more confusion.
When women and men are like searching for this idea of closure, they focus on that romanticized version of it where it's literally like, I want to sit there and like we both have this conversation, and chances are the reason we want to have this conversation is because you have this hope that you guys are going to talk it out and everything's going to be good. Why do you want to do that if someone just dumped you and says, I don't want you in my life in that capacity anymore? You have to have more self-worth and self-respect for yourself to stand up and say, I don't even need your response. I don't even need an explanation. I am good with that. That's what you've chosen. Your loss, honey, and I'm about to start my new fucking chapter stronger and better than ever.
Like, the love you have for yourself needs to be stronger than the love or the feelings that you have for the other person.
100%.
Like, you need to know essentially
have
what
your own
you're
back,
worth.
honey.
What can you learn from this chapter? What are we taking and what are we leaving in the chapter?
That's right.
What do we want going forward for ourselves? What are our goals? What's our ambition? What's our plan? What do we want in 5 years?
And the beauty of it is there's no loss. You might think that there is a loss, but there's a gain here, and you gain lessons and valuable things you would have not been able to gain if you didn't go through this.
Exactly.
And you become stronger inevitably. You have no choice. It's either you move on or you sit there in your own shit and cry.
Yeah.
And what are you going to pick? Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're like holding out and you're hoping, because we've all been there. I've been there too. You hold out and you're like hoping that this person comes back, made a mistake, whatever the case may be. It's really liberating to understand that you guys just weren't each other's people. Things don't work out, it's because it wasn't that person. And if that person comes back years down the line and it's meant to be, like it'll be. Just focus on what is happening right now.
Don't force it, and know that sometimes the timing just isn't right, or it's just not good for you because it's providing or it's stopping you from moving forward in your life in some way, shape, or form. When I got out of a nasty breakup, like, what I was stuck on was finding closure, but to me, closure was forgiveness, the idea of forgiveness and being able to 110% be okay with all the wrongdoings that were done in the relationship. But what I didn't realize was that sometimes not being okay with the things that your partner has done is okay. You just need to let it be, understand and respect the fact that that was that person's decision, and move on from that.
When you're able, because it's not going to happen immediately, like the forgiveness is not going to happen immediately because you're hurt. But when you are able to process and through your healing journey, you will get to that point where you're like, I forgive this person for whatever they did to you. When you're able to sit back there and say, listen, I hold no resentment or hostile feelings towards you, then you know you're, I think, getting closer to fully closing that chapter off and completely moving forward.
And I'm sure like the follow-up question with that is, how long is closure going to take me? I feel like I've been running around in circles and I don't know when I'm going to feel 100%, good. And the thing is what happens is it blindsides you. You one day will wake up and you won't even realize that you're thinking about this closure shit until it's like way down the line and you're like, wait, what? I actually got over that and I didn't even notice that I was 100%
you
over
could
it.
think that you're over something in 5 months and then 3 weeks after that you're like, oh my god, I thought I was over this. Like, it just hits you. It's like these waves. There is no timeline. It's different for everybody, but psychology says it takes relatively at least 6 to 8 months for your mind to adapt and process that person is no longer in your life, regardless of how long you were with them. If it was a genuine strong connection, it could have literally been 3 months. Your brain still needs to process for that 6 to 8 months at least.
We've been through different types of experiences with guys, and depending on the circumstances, like you fucking go through the trials and tribulations, and that actually pushes you forward to where you need to be.
Exactly. And also like trying new things in the process of trying to get closure for yourself.
This is such a good point. So Simona, I really need you to share with everybody like what you went through.
I've always been the type of person that I'm not going to beg ever. You expressed to me that you don't like me, and that's literally all I need to like never speak to you and like leave you alone forever.
Ladies, please pause, listen to this and take notes, because you should never beg anyone who does not want to be in your life to be in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I will never ask you twice.
Self-love 101. Like,
exactly.
For real.
And when this happened last year and I was talking to a friend, he was like, why wouldn't you just reach out? And I was like, what the fuck? Why would I reach out to this person? Like, it's been almost 3 weeks since I haven't spoken to him. Like, obviously I know that he's not into me and he's not here, and it's just done. Just a situation where it was like there was no closure.
Yeah.
Like, happened like literally out of the blue. I was like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, we were just on, now we're off.
Yeah, and now we're off, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Why does you asking or you expressing yourself mean that you're being desperate? Like, it's actually the reverse. It can be a really liberating experience for you, because you're able, in writing out in your notes what you would say to this person, you're releasing these emotions and all your feelings, and then you're just sending it. And like, listen to me, because I'm very much the person that's like, oh my god, I'm like never gonna, what the fuck, why? No. But I had allowed my emotions to process. I was able to revisit the situation with a level head. I didn't ask for anything from this person. I didn't ask why, how, whatever. I just said, listen, I thought it was more than what it was. Obviously, I was mistaken. I thought we were on the same page. It's totally cool if things are not going to progress. I understand that. I just thought you had a little bit more respect for me as a human, and I didn't want a reply. I was expecting no reply. I didn't want it. I wish this person the best, and I was able to move on and go about my business. I was able to understand why I felt that way. I was able to release the energy, and then once the energy was out there, it was no longer mine. I didn't have it. I wasn't holding it. My body was looser. I was like free. I was actually able to move on quicker, because
you do what you needed to do for yourself.
Yes, because I released it. Whereas before, had you ever had someone be like, it's not this, and you're like, fuck you, like exit, delete, block, whatever, and it takes you so much longer to get over it because you're avoiding all those feelings, because you're pretending like you don't.
You're fine.
Yes, exactly. If this is something that you want to do, that you want to experiment, and that person reaches out, know that you've sent the message and you didn't want to reply. It's not rude of you to not answer them back. Chips fall where they may.
You can always reflect, I think, down the road when you're ready. Maybe there was something that you did or he did or whatever. You might realize things in a relationship that just don't work out for you. That's not for you anymore. And that's a good growing experience. However, I don't think you should be caught up in that, because that's what drives people insane, and that's where closure never gets fucking met.
In that moment, it's like this person says it's not working out for me. What question am I gonna ask that's honestly gonna make me feel good in that moment?
Nothing.
Like,
You're
nothing.
only gonna be disappointed.
So exactly. This is always, I think both of our responses is okay. Like, cool. Don't worry about it.
That's your decision.
Fall back.
Goodbye.
And just deal with it on your own terms. Right?
And I think that there's so much power actually in being like, whether in the moment you feel okay or not, obviously you probably don't. But when you say, okay, that's fine, I respect your decision, and you walk away, you know what that actually does to the other person, eh? It drives them up the fucking wall. I'm not trying to play games here, but I can't help but
Low
throw
key.
it in.
Low key, I'm not trying to play games,
But low key.
Low key.
I have to say, guys, it is very invigorating and actually liberating when you just come to terms with somebody else's decision, because you're not going to go chase and beg for someone to stay in your life, because that's not what you're worth. Do you know what I'm saying? You deserve better.
The longer you put off accepting it for what it is, the longer you put off closure and getting to that final destination of being healed. Okay?
100%. 100%.
Amen.
But I'm gonna.
Eden, we gotta go 5, 4. They're telling us right now. We're
Commercials
getting
are
off air.
rolling.
Commercials are rolling. I'm getting it in my ear.
We'll be back after this short break. Stop prolong.
Accept and release. Ooh, I can't do it now. I think that's honestly it. Thanks so much. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna go. I'm sweating now.
I know. I'm like,
I think it's this
Should we
ring
go for a
light.
walk?
Yeah, let's go for a ring light. Well,
Let's go for a ring light.
We both need ones. Like,
Hook us up with a sponsorship.
Hook us up.
Ring light.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're done.
I had a brain fart.
It's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are going through a heavy breakup, we're sending you all our fucking love. We're with you. Stay fucking strong. Repeat after us when we say you fucking deserve better, honey. Keep going. Work hard. Get that fucking self-love in check. Okay, thank you. Don't forget to
like, comment, subscribe, watch us on TikTok, blow us up, bitches.
I was waiting for hit the bell.
Oh, hit the bell to be notified. Guys, we need you to really hit the bell though. Like hit,
Ding, ding.
hit,
Ding, ding.
ding, ding, ding.
And I just want to say thank you for literally being a part of the Your Block Tribe. I'm going to cry. This has been...
Don't cry. Oh my God. It's like her and my sister always cry.
This has been...
It's not that I'm not emotional. It's just that I'm already sweating. That's where my water out of my body comes. I sweat.
I'm literally sweating.
I can't cry. I only sweat.
Guys, we're sweating for you. Thank you so much for everything. And we'll see you back here next week.